In a row.
I'd like to call to order tonight's meeting, April 7th. Roll call, Dr. Ball is not currently, is she on her way?
She is on her way.
So, any public comments on closed session items? Everybody else is present, I'm sorry. Any public comments? Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's board meeting and reconvene. Roll call, all board members are present. Our student representatives, Layla, hello, Namiran Sandhu from Middle College, and Layla from Bear Creek. Josiah is not here.
Senioritis.
Pardon?
Senioritis.
That's it. Mr. Yun, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Certainly, please stand. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would like to do report on actions from closed session. Conference with legal counsel, claim 669743. Motion made by Mr. Porter, seconded by Mr. Stroh, to reject claim. 7-0 the vote. Conference with legal counsel. Dr. Ball motion, Ms. McFarland second, and the board approved case OAH 20260-10990 by a vote of 7-0. Next we have personnel matters. Ms. McFarland motioned, Mr. Stroh seconded, and the board approved the placement of Wei Fan as elementary principal effective 2026-27 school year. Location to be determined by the following vote, 7-0. Dr. Ball motioned, Mr. Porter second, and the board approved, bless you, the placement of Tiffany Macareza as elementary principal effective 2026-27 school year. Location to be determined by the following vote, 7-0. Congratulations. Sorry.
Not yet. Not yet.
Mr. Dawson, we have a moment. I'm sorry. I'd like to take a moment. Tim Kipp, who served as a campus supervisor at Liberty High School for over 20 years, passed away on February 28th. Liberty High School principal Dr. Eugene Christmas shared that Mr. Kipp was a musician and often inspired and connected with the students through playing the drums in the music class. Please join us in extending our condolences to his family and to the students and staff at Liberty High School. We'll now observe a moment of silence for Mr. Kipp. And also, the board would like to acknowledge the dedication of Lee Bingham, a longtime teacher who passed away in March. Mrs. Bingham spent her entire Lodi teaching career at Creekside, even before it was a school, as she started at the Auto Drive School. Mrs. Bingham continued to teach the students at Creekside even during her retirement, and will be missed. Please join us in extending our condolences to her family and the staff at Creekside Elementary School. And please join us for another moment of silence. Thank you. Tonight we have, as ever, our wonderful spotlights. Mr. Dawson.
Yes, thank you, Board President, Ms. Alexander, members of the board, Superintendent Young. First, I would like to recognize and congratulate Plaza Robles High School for being named a model continuation high school for 2026, one of 59 in California to reach this honor. We know Plaza serves at-risk students in our community, and then I'll have Mr. Richard Shipley come up and talk about the process, a little bit about Plaza Robles, and what they have going forward. So, Mr. Shipley.
Thank you, President Alexander, members of the board, Superintendent Young, for having us here to be a part of the spotlight this evening. Like Mr. Dawson said, we took a lot of pride and a lot of hard work and dedication to accept the Model Continuation High School via the state of California. Next slide, please. Thank you. Brief summary along with a link to the actual state superintendent's message there at the bottom if you wish to read the whole article. But for many years, continuation high schools have had kind of a bad name. And so over the years, the state of California, along with the California Continuation Education Association, have come together to look at a way to basically look at the continuation high school and the alternative model school process and a way to highlight the good work that we do. And with that being said, is to also try to rebrand what we do in the alternative setting and in the continuation high schools. A lot of people don't really understand what we do in the continuation high schools, and they believe that they are places where students that are expelled or have extreme disciplinary problems or issues end up going, and that's so wrong or absolutely opposite of what we truly do. And so tonight, next slide please, I'd like to kind of focus on some of the things that took place in the past 3 years, because this actually has been a 3-year journey for us. I did send a team to a California Continuation Educators Conference, in which case the model schools are spotlighted and recognized by the state during this conference. And the team came back and decided, like, hey, you know what, we can do that. We could be one of those schools. And so that's kind of how the journey began. And when looking into the actual whole process that the state requires, the focus is on this whole child. And the reason it's on this whole child and not the whole child is because they look at the whole child as being a statement as generic. And when you look at this whole child, it's giving uniqueness to the individuals that we serve as a district, but more so in the alternative setting. Not only do we look at the academics for the students and the instruction, but we also look at the socio-emotional parts, the other pieces that, you know, our children come to us with being disenfranchised from schools and, you know, having accepted kind of failure as the status quo for them. So this is a new springboard for them to see success, to know that they matter, and to actually prove to everybody that they can be successful and earn a high school diploma. And so the process began for our school. And the journey, like I said, was a 3-year process. Initially, when we started thinking about that, we started looking at ourselves and really started doing a self-study of what we do as a school to provide all these aspects for children that we serve. And the next phase in year 2 was to go ahead and start implementing some of those things, and it was kind of like trial and error to see what worked and what gave us the most benefit for our students. And then finally in year 3, we decided to go ahead and apply for the designation, which starts in April. We go ahead and send in a letter of intent. We actually do a self-study report, which has 5 narratives that has the overarching theme of this whole child. And that is the primary aspect of each narrative is how do you serve this whole child? First one is a school profile, second one is leadership, third one is actual instruction, fourth one is SEL, and finally, and school counseling, mental health, and finally, school evaluation of effectiveness. And then you submit that report. The report then goes to the state, and at the state, it is read by a bunch of other administrators, school counselors, all that are in the alternative ed field, which I did partake in as well myself because I wanted to see what happens once the report goes there. In the event that maybe my school did fall short, how could I better help my staff reach the goal, help my students, and help my community reach the goal of becoming a model school? And so the report is read, there are blind reads, and then a score is taken. And then once the report is actually accepted, meeting the bare minimum requirements per the score, there is a validation visit. The validation visit is also done by administrators that are in the alternative educational field throughout the state of California, in which case the validation visit is there to make sure that what is in the report is what they see once they step foot on campus. There's interviews with families, students, staff, myself, Mr. Dawson, Dr. Horton were also part of that process. That report then goes to the state, and the state superintendent decides to deem whether or not you should be receiving the model school accolade, which we received right before break. So it was a great way to send off our students, our families, our staff to this spring break. And next slide, please. So looking forward is, like I said, this has been a 3-year process, but for us, our journey has just began. We have used this model school platform to not only try to, focus on the great, wonderful work that we do, but also how can we even make it better. And so moving forward, we're looking at more alternative or more opportunities to give students via course selection. We're looking at increasing our A through G rates, trying to focus more so on making sure that the courses we offer do qualify in the A through G categories, which then also would springboard our college and career offerings for students. And finally, the one that's been, I think, the most invigorating and the most exciting for my staff and myself is we're going to be in phase 2 of our full implementation of the visible learning clarity work. Next slide, please. This is our learning sweep data. This started in October. So even though it is a starting point, it gave us a baseline part, basically to look at ourselves to see which direction we would like to go in our clarity work. And then it gave my staff the ability to look at those things and to see which direction they would like to go as a team to better suit the needs of our students. And like I said, this work started in October, so we expect the numbers to increase over time. My team has really decided to focus on student discourse and engagement, active engagement. And so that's our journey for the next coming school year. And like I said, my staff has been reinvigorated with this work. And so have I, with regards to just the excitement that it causes, and it's something new. And I wanted to take the last slide, please, just to give you kind of a little aspect of what life is like for us here at Plaza. We are small, but we are mighty, and life at our school is incredible. And if you have a chance, I know Mr. Stroh's been by to see us, please come by. Our staff, our students love visitors, they love seeing people, and our doors are always open. And next piece I would like to close out moving forward as well is our Lodi Unified School Counselor of the Year, Miss Sandy Warberdam, is retiring this year, if you did not know. So I'd like to give her a few minutes just to say thank you. Thank you to all the people in this room, especially thank you to my school, my staff, to Superintendent Young, Dr. Horton, Mr. Dawson for supporting us in our model school journey, but I think it's best fit that the person that makes Plaza the actual school it is gets to close us out.
President Alexander, school board members, and great superintendent, and to all of you. I just wanted to take a moment, first of all, to thank my wonderful principal, my current principal, Mr. Shipley, that has made everything possible for model school, for me being Counselor of the Year, but most of all, for the direction that our school is going forward with all the plans and just his excellent leadership, and it couldn't be any better. But Plaza isn't what it is because of any one person or any one entity, but of the staff that comes together and works as a team to every day come to work and make it better for our students. These students are the students that need the very best leadership and the very best teachers, and they have it. So I'm very proud to have been part of this school for 33 years. And out of the 35 years of being a counselor in Lodi Unified, I have been wanting to somehow find a way to come forward and be here to thank you, because Lodi Unified is such an amazing place to work, and I cannot thank you enough for not just my career, but for allowing me to be part of this entire thing. And Lodi is so special. You know, I lived here for many years and married here, raised my kids here, but to actually be able to be part of Lodi Unified School District has been such an honor. So I wanted to thank all of you, all the Lodi Unified community, and of course, all the staff that I work with every day, past, present, and future members coming to Plaza Robles. They're so fortunate, and thank you for the leadership that we've had coming to this point at Plaza. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. It's going to make me tear up. Okay, so now I would switch gears a little bit. Well, really not switch gears, talk about some other great things that are happening in our schools. Want to talk about collaborative teacher teams and teacher residency, something that's been happening for 4 years here. Today I had the opportunity to visit Julia Morgan and Oakwood School to see the things that are actually happening in the classroom. A lot of folks behind me, if you could just stand up. They welcomed us into our classroom, into their classrooms today. They had groups of people coming through, seeing what they were doing, and a lot of really good things happening. So thank you for allowing us to come in today. We appreciate it. Go to the next slide. So we're talking about a collaborative partnership that's aligned with university coursework from Teachers College of San Joaquin County and teacher residency under the guidance of Dr. Lisa Cannon, ensuring cohesive teacher preparation. So the team teacher model, residents work side by side with mentor teachers, gaining a hands-on experience through lesson planning, instruction, and feedback. And since 2023-2024, we've seen the number of residents grow almost double. First year we started with 6, this year 13. Many of our residents have been hired into our school district. I want to ask Ms. Cassandra Sotelo, principal from Oakwood Elementary, to come up and talk a little bit about the journey, because she's been part of it since its inception.
Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board, Superintendent Young. Thank you for allowing us this opportunity to come and share with you the things that we've been doing the last 4 years at Oakwood, and also you'll hear a little bit about Julia Morgan. If I can draw your attention to the first slide, if you think about our traditional model that we see in majority of the schools in Lodi Unified, majority of the schools in the nation, you've got your one teacher working in silo. So that teacher, that hardworking teacher, is responsible for all instructional planning, all behavioral management, all communication with parents. Students are learning in isolation. They have access to one adult. They're limited in their social interactions, their friendships that they can create amongst a grade level. If I could ask you to take the next slide, please. If you're looking at a collaborative team model, which are some of the things that are happening at our school sites, these are teams of educators that are sharing responsibility for all students. They share responsibility for planning, for collaborative time, for teacher and student learning. This model, we can leverage expertise amongst the grade level. So teachers are not only learning from the model itself, but they're also learning from each other because they're bringing their expertise in. This model puts students at the center and really builds the capacity of our educators. I have my amazing 1st and 4th grade team here that they're going to come up and share with you a little bit about their experiences. So Mrs. Hall, come up.
Hello, I'm sorry, all of a sudden, like, I'm sorry. Hello, Dr. Young, Superintendent Young. See, I was gonna mess this all up. I'm so sorry. And President Alexander and the rest of the board. I'm so sorry. We love teaming, both Julia Morgan and Oakwood love it. We learn so much from each other and pretty much everything that our principal already said, but just little things, like for example, I'm gonna start raising chicks tomorrow, and we do the incubator, but now it's not just my 24 students that get to do it. All of the students in first grade get to do it. They're all part of it. They're in my class, almost just the same as they're in the other classes. We are teaming for reading, math, social studies, science, and we're learning from each other. If we're having a problem with like a student, or the student's having a problem with us, however you want to look at it, we have other teammates that can help us. That if I'm feeling stressed out about it, maybe this student interacts better with my colleague. So they can easily go from one room to the other because we're all teaching the same thing, we're all working with each other, and at the end of the day or in between at lunch and our preps, we're collaborating, discussing this, and then we're really being data driven. We come with data all the time, and every time we think like we are doing so awesome, we're like, wait, we can do better. And we just keep improving ourselves because one person comes up with an idea on the team and we all just, jump at that. And then one other thing I want to say is that one of the things our team does, the first grade team, is we have one person, there's 3 science units, so like I teach one science unit for a trimester, then my other colleague does the second unit, and then the third does the third unit. And we've just gotten so good at that because I teach the same unit every year, and so I've gotten better. And one of my colleagues, JJ, she's doing a cool social studies one because we do this for social studies, science, and then one teacher's doing grammar and vocab. So, we get really our experts in that then, and she's doing this cool social studies unit that I would love anybody from the board to come and watch her. The kids are so engaged and it's real hands-on, and I feel like we're taking those risks because we're getting the opportunity to specialize in something, and we're just always sharing ideas and listening to each other and collaborating. So I think that's okay.
Now I'm going to ask Mr. Jeff Pappas, principal from Julia Morgan, come up and talk a little bit about residency at Julia Morgan.
Good evening, President Alexander, Board, and Superintendent Mr. Young. I'm here to speak about the amazing opportunity that Lodi Unified has had by teaming up with Teachers College and bringing in teacher residents into Lodi Unified. It is a completely different atmosphere than a regular student-teacher credentialing type situation. And I brought with me today our second grade teacher, Mr. Ian Deek, who has gone through the resident program and has now been hired by Lodi Unified and is teaching at my school. And he's going to speak in a minute about his experience with that. So Julia Morgan has been working with Dr. Cannon and the Teachers College for the last 2 years. We currently have 3 teams participating, kinder through second grade. What I have found as an instructional leader is the team teaching and resident program has been the engine to help drive our district initiatives. They focus a lot on early reading, early literacy, visible learning. It has been PLCs. It has been a great mesh and joining to bring in that collaboration. And so this year we have 4 residents this year. One of them is a PE resident. We were excited to recruit in a PE sub last year, and he's like, I'm going in the credential program. So I said, hey, have you heard about this teacher resident? You could be here. And he went in it, and it's been amazing to have that extra help and that extra support. All right, so the last thing I'd like to say is Mr. Dawson hit on the fact that we've hired many of these residents, and I believe last time I found out, all the residents at my site have been placed at a site, and we, like I said, we have 2 teachers this year, first-year teachers, that were residents the previous year. So at this time, I'd like to actually bring up the star of the night, Mr. Ian Deek, to speak on his experience.
Hello, President Alexander, members of the board, Superintendent Young. Good evening to everyone. Alrighty, so actually I started my my residency in Stockton Unified. Sorry, enemy, I guess. We love them. But I started there, and it was in a traditional classroom, so it was just one teacher. But my problem there was always something missing. What was missing was that I loved everyone I worked with, but I only got to see one of them every day. All the rest of my day I didn't get to talk to or collaborate with. So when I switched programs, I was still part of Teacher College, but I switched over here, traded sides, I guess, to Lodi Unified. And I was at Oakwood during my year of residency. I fell in love with teaching because all of a sudden I felt surrounded by people with all these different ideas and different experiences. And I got to see 3 teachers every single day from all this time. One of them is in the room, actually. And we got to spend all this time, and I feel like it was the most amazing experience to be able to get all this feedback. And not only was it just their team, we worked with other teams all the time, such as the first grade team that's also here. We all got to collaborate and work together. And so, when I was looking for a job and I got hired, luckily, at Julia Morgan, I must say it's been the best year of my life, honestly, because I only have one partner this year, and we have one resident as well. But my partner is absolutely amazing. Her name is Jennifer Thomas. Mrs. Jennifer Thomas. She's been teaching for 30 years in this district, and what we have done together as a team is just, we always are working together, always collaborating. She always listens to me, and even our resident as well. We're always working together, and the experiences I've gotten has made me so much more confident than I ever could have imagined I was. And it's not even my first year of teaching. It's not even over yet, but I already feel so ready to take on next year. I already have so many ideas. Next year, for instance, we were talking to Mr. Pappas, and we were thinking of opening up the wall. 48 students, 1 room, 2 teachers, and he went, absolutely. And we are crazy enough to do it because we love doing it. We're constantly motivated, giving feedback. We talk about how some of you might have been there to see how we level our students. We can, in the moment, change out students to any part of the room they need based on how they're doing each day. And it's just been absolutely amazing. Thank you, Mr. Pappas. Thank you, Ms. Sotelo as well, and everyone else. Thank you.
Appreciate it. And to wrap us up, I'm going to bring Ms. Sotelo back up to talk about where we're going.
I just want to point out the enthusiasm that you're hearing with Ian and with the rest of our teachers here. Like, that's very real, and that is on a daily basis. So part of this journey has been that they have fallen back in love with their jobs. They're very happy at work, and they really, really are enjoying what they're doing. So I just want you to know that that is very real, what you're seeing. For the looking ahead, so we are hoping, Sutherland also has a team that has participated. We are hoping to expand throughout the district, bring on as many more schools as we can. Mr. Pappas mentioned that they're going to be adding grades 3 and 4 next year. We're going to be adding kinder. This year we have 1st, 4th, and 6th has played with it a little bit. In terms of residency recruitment, we will all be attending the May 6th, I believe it is, at the county, which is a mixer for residents. So we'll be there to answer questions and meet them and make connections with them, and hopefully be able to connect with some that would be interested in coming to our schools next year. And then, as I mentioned, really expanding this throughout Lodi. We work with a consultant, Dr. Cannon, that she's been with our school since we've started. She's been vital to the movement of this. I would invite all of you to please come out to our sites to see it. We would love to show off the work that we're doing. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Next, public hearing. I'd like to declare the categorical exemption for the Lodi High School ball fields project, number 0955 8255 56041, as required by the California Environmental Quality Act, open. Are there any public comments? Any board comments? Public comments?
Yeah. Public comments and complaints, if that's okay.
Just so you know, this section is specifically to an item. What will be coming up is public comments, or is this regarding Lodi High School baseball fields?
Yes, and other factors. So I don't know if would you like me to speak on that one first and include the rest, or?
And this is Lodi High School
Yes.
baseball, by all means. Share
Yes.
on that one and other public comments later.
If it's okay, I'd like to speak everything all at once, so if I'll do it later.
That would be great, thank you.
I declare the public hearing closed. Next, we will have comments from our student representatives. Layla Shelton from Bear Creek.
Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board, and Superintendent Yil Young. My name is Layla Shelton. I serve as the ASB president at Bear Creek High School, and this is my student representative report. Speech and debate. Bear Creek Speech and Debate team is returning to state and national championship, sending 10 students to the state championship in Union City and 9 students to the national tournament in Richmond. Our annual Speech and Debate showcase is Friday, May 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. Doors open at 5 p.m. Tickets are $5 and can be bought in advance at the door. To purchase a ticket in advance, please contact Ms. Castro, and we look forward to seeing you there as we celebrate our team's accomplishments and competitors showcasing their speaking skills. Avid will be hosting the Dream Big Showcase on April 30th in the Bear Creek Theater, starting at 6 p.m. The purpose of this event is to celebrate all the accomplishments our Avid seniors have made throughout their time here at Bear Creek. Link Crew and Project Bruin. So Link Crew wrapped up our interview and / decision-making process before the break and is planning our freshman field day, which will be held on April 15th and April 16th, as well as completing check-ins with their freshmen next week. Project Bruin also wrapped up their interview / decision-making process and is currently making posters to cover the doors of the classrooms participating in testing this week. Sports. Our boys volleyball team is currently placed second in league, and our track team broke the record for the Jagbro Invitational 4x1. Our FFA program has been up to a lot of things, so here we go. Our Mother Load section, they competed in the Mother Load section speaking competition on February 4th. They went to the 8th grade Ag Day on February 23rd. The National FFA Week, which was held from February 23rd to the 27th, the Sacramento Leadership Experience from February 24th to the 27th, another Mother Load sectional event on March 10th, California FFA State Conference, which was held from March 21st to the 24th, a Central Region FFA meeting, which was held on March 26th, and then the kindergarten presentations, which was held on March 13th and March 30th. Student government. On February 23rd, ASB took a trip to Julia Morgan to read to their kindergartners and second grade students. It was a super fun experience, an amazing way to be a role model for younger students. And then on February 26th, ASB took another trip to Julia Morgan to do an international preview day. So basically 5 of our performance clubs performed in front of their students so they can get a taste of what our annual international rally looks like. And then International Week, so from March 2nd to the 6th, Bear Creek hosted its annual International Week. This includes our International Spirit Week. So on Monday, we had Mixed Up Monday. Tuesday, we had Time Travel Tuesday. Wednesday, Wild Wild West. Thursday, Skater versus Scientist. And Friday, Cultural Day. And included in this week, we also had our international marketplace. So this event is a place for clubs to sell cultural foods and items that represent who they are. It's such a fun way to try new things, learn about different cultures, and support the amazing clubs on our campus. And then finally, the highlight of that week is our international rallies, which was held on March 5th and 6th. Our theme for this year was Back to the Future. It was really cool. Clubs take the stage to perform cultural and special interest dances, sharing traditions through movement and performance. It was an amazing way to bring our whole community together. Even though this is one of ASB's biggest profited events, we were able to set aside $100 for each club that performed to help them with any funding they may need as a big thank you for all the time they put into the rally. And then I would also like to give a special thank you to all the board members who attended our rally. Thank you so much for attending, and we hope to see you there next year. Overall, I can confidently say that this week was a huge success, and we are happy to continue on with Bear Creek's tradition. And then election, our student government elections for the 2026 to 2027 school year has officially ended. Congratulations to our new ASB President Amaya Davis, ASB Vice President Jasmine Lime, Senior Class President Trevor Thai, Junior Class President Savannah Contras, and Sophomore Class President Beanie Pinkham. Upcoming activities, our junior class is working very, very hard to organize our prom that will be held at UOP in the De La Rosa venue this Saturday. This year's theme is Enchanted Gardens, so that's really cute. And then finally, our sports commissioners are working very, very hard to organize our Paddle Puff game, which will be held on May 15th. And more information to come for that specific event. That is it for my board report. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Layla. Next, Nakran Sanju from Middle College.
Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board, and Superintendent Neil Young. For school activities and programs, many students were happy to be a part of interviewing the class of 2030 applicants, and those who will be joining us next year got an email around mid-March. And our students also enjoyed their day off on March 31st to celebrate the Farmers of America. And they also enjoyed their spring rally on March 27th, with seniors especially happy to win first place. With summer enrollment open for Delta College, 9th through 11th graders have enrolled in summer courses and their courses for the fall 2026 semester. And then clubs are also rolling out board applications and choosing new executive boards for the next school year. For student government, on Saturday, March 21st, we hosted our spring kickback at Michael Fackless Park. We provided students with hot dogs, burgers, chips, and then drinks as well, and we provided some games. And a lot of people enjoyed kicking back with their friends at the park, and some even brought their own sports equipment. And then student government also hosted our spring rally on Friday, March 27th. The week of rally, students participated in Spirit Week and Penny Wars, as well as Arcane's fundraiser. And then many enjoyed all of our surprise games, but they especially enjoyed Snatch the Weave, which included some of our teachers. And then for our prom, it's on April 18th, and we'll be having a Tangle theme. We had a promposal contest, and the winners were two seniors, Choma and Jessie. And then the members are currently preparing centerpieces and snack lists, as prom is next Saturday. We also passed a new club, the Bridge team, and then the club is really excited to be starting in the fall semester. For performances, presentations, and events, many seniors have committed to universities, and others are planning to remain at Delta College in the 2026 semester. And Mesa will also be having regionals in Fresno this Saturday, April 11th, and teams are preparing for the big day as well. Clubs have begun planning their last events of the school year. Art Club had their field trip to the De Young Museum on March 20th. Culture Club held their spring culture cuisine on March 20th as well, and then in April, this month, Academic and Tabletop held a game night on April 3rd, which was last Friday, to raise money for their clubs. Culture Club is also taking a field trip this Sunday to Japantown, and it's during the Cherry Blossom Festival, and I know a lot of people are really excited for that. And then Red Cross will be holding an award ceremony on April 24th to recognize hardworking members, and they're also hoping to hold a blood drive on April 29th. For special students / staff accomplishments and recognitions, for academic and senior AVID, we are working on scholarship research, and we just completed our last set of interviewing professionals for our career exploration project. For co-curricular, again, like I stated earlier, Mesa Day is this Saturday, April 11th in Fresno, and I know a lot of people are working really hard to prepare for that. And then upcoming events, the Culture Club field trip is Sunday on April 12th, prom is on April 18th, the Red Cross Award Ceremony is on April 24th, the blood drive is on April 29th, and our Delta graduation will be on May 14th, and our high school graduation is on May 15th. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Young, our superintendent's report, please.
President Alexander, members of the board, for the sake of time, I will forego my comments.
Wow. Very nice.
It was all for you, Mr. Nava.
Thank you. Next, we will have comments from the public. A 20-minute period is allocated for the public to address the board on matters not listed on the agenda. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. If there are numerous speakers, speaker time limits may be adjusted. To share materials with the board, please provide them to the staff for distribution. Due to restrictions under the California Brown Act, the board cannot engage in discussion regarding public comments. Please state your first and last name before starting. Mary, guide it.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to do this. All right, good evening, members of the board, President Alexander and Superintendent Young. My name is Mary Gaida, and I'm a music teacher at Vinewood and Beckman Elementary School. I want to first extend an invitation to you all to come to the last 3 Music in Our Schools performances. Bear Creek is Wednesday, April 15th, 6:30 to 7:30. Tokay High School is Thursday, May 7th, 6:30 to 7:30. And McNair High School's is also Thursday, May 7th, 6:30 to 7:30. Lodi High School's was right before spring break, and I have to say it was probably one of the most well-attended performances I've been a part of since we did this split to have the performances at the 4 different high schools with all the feeders elementary schools. I think the beginning band alone had over 70 students, which was really incredible and kind of intimidating being in front of waving my arms around conducting. So, but congrats to them. I'm really excited. It was so packed. We're talking about reorganizing so that we can fit more people next year. All right. Next, I want to also extend an invitation to Vinewood's Theater Club's performance of Imagine a Dragon on Wednesday, April 29th from 5:30 to 6:15. The 28 students in theater have been working hard on practicing their amazing show, and it's becoming one of my favorite productions. Just know if you do come, there's going to be a little bit of audience participation, so just warning you ahead of time. Lastly, many schools, including Vinewood, will be having to compete in music in the parks these next 2 months, so I will let you know how those schools place against other schools across the state. This year, I'm taking 4 different groups: band, modern band, strings, and choir. Last year, I did 3, so. Lastly, I want to share my perspective as an educator deeply invested in our students and school community. I hope the board is closely observing bargaining outcomes in nearby districts. Many are making meaningful strides to better support educators and staying competitive in essential to attracting and retaining high-quality teachers. At the heart of it is our students, and when teachers are supported with fair compensation, adequate resources, and managing workloads, students directly benefit through stronger instruction and a more stable learning environment. Thank you for your time and commitment to our school and our district.
Thank you. Jordan De La Cruz.
I'd just like to say that the school is full of racism, and not disclosing any names or any people, but there's just a lot that I feel like needs to be investigated more deeply and more like a serious taken into consideration. And I hope after hearing this, you will all decide to look into the matters and investigate more, because I just think that, Bear Creek is supposed to be a diverse school where everyone's welcome, no matter your race, gender, age. I think it's, I love that school. I went through almost all 4 years of my high school career or life, but after the situation, it's something that really opened my eyes to saying that Bear Creek isn't what people make it seem. It's a place where if people don't like you there, it can go bad for you with administration or just in general. So I just hope that you will take this into action and please be able to figure everything out that's going on with everyone in there, including administration. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for making that adjustment, okay?
Thank you. Jennifer Custard.
Good evening, members of the board, President Alexander, Superintendent Young. My name is Jennifer Custard. I am a teacher at Bear Creek High School. I teach math, and next year I'm going to be joining the AVID team. I will be the AVID teacher for the class of 2030. With the help of our AVID seniors, we interviewed over 200 incoming freshmen at Delta Sierra and Krista McAuliffe Middle Schools. This accounts for only 2 of the schools that are feeder schools. This means more than 200 freshmen are interested in joining our AVID program. In order to accommodate these incoming freshmen, we are hoping to have 3 sections of AVID. Bear Creek has a long history of AVID. I graduated in 2005 from Bear Creek. We only had 1 section of AVID for each grade when I was a student. We've grown to needing 3 sections each for 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. But our admin has told us that we don't have dedicated FTE to allow this. We will be reducing our current AVID class of 2029 from 3 sections to 2, requiring us to turn down students who have applied this year in hopes of joining next year. Our AVID sophomores will also need to turn down additional students who want to join, keeping AVID class of 2028 at just 2 sections. Please consider allocating dedicated FTE to all AVID sites, but especially to Bear Creek, to allow the continued growth of our program that has helped hundreds of students over the years. With your support, we will continue to grow and help even more students become career ready and college bound. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ann Suela Garcia.
Hi, Ann Suela Garcia, President, Board, others. I wanted to come by and say thank you. Last time I was here, I spoke about some needs that needed to happen at Julia Morgan, and my principal got calls the next morning, and Mr. Dawson came and went over work orders, and we still aren't sure about the roof. We're still hoping for the roof, but things are moving, and I had some parents send some emails and got immediate responses, and so they were like, they responded. I'm like, excellent. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to do that. I also want to thank the people that came to Julia Morgan today. It's always kind of nerve-wracking to have people with you that you don't know. You don't know if they're coming and what are the children going to do when they come, but our kids were great. And I invite you to come anytime. Mr. Nava did a surprise visit to my room, and one of my students put him right to work. Mrs. Slenderman has been there, so if you need a little kindergarten love, they will love you, they will touch you. And then today we were talking about the astronaut, Christina Cook, who's in space. And Mrs. Bartlett was reading a story, and we made some slides, and one of my students was crying. And I'm like, are you okay? She's like, happy tears. Because we were talking about a woman in space, and she's gone farther than anybody else. And I was like, oh my God, we've never had a kid cry, happy tears. So that was a good moment. And so I just wanted to thank you. And I can't see more public comments because we've been up since 5 in the morning. Or, your comments, it's not that we don't love you, we're tired. So if you want to contact, please, you have my contact info. Thank you.
Thank you. Heather Garcia.
Good evening, I'm Heather Garcia, Lodi High Band Mom. Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board, and Superintendent Young, wherever he may be. I have to say, I was touched to hear about the power of music and the connection with Mr. Kipp and his students. And so I just want to recognize how powerful music education is for our students. And so hearing Ms. Gaida speak about all of the exciting events that are happening around the district, I wanted to share on behalf of Lodi High's band and Tokay's band our appreciation for the district's support for the Great Bowl Classic and the ability to use Tokay's campus. A very different piece of information than I was able to communicate about from my last visit. GBC celebrates nearly 50 years of competition in parade bands, field show bands, and jazz musicians. We recently hosted that Mios concert at Lodi High with a standing room only gym, which, like Mary said, was so exciting. Lodi High's honor band is thriving under the new direction of Mr. Aaron Fonzie, and Lodi High's band took 4th place at one of our recent regional competitions, and our color guard took 1st place. We are preparing for our winter championships this coming weekend with 5:30 a.m. call times for band and parents for 2 days in Loomis. So you can see that we are a vibrant program and full of music education and competition among our Northern California schools. The Lodi Band Boosters would like to personally invite each of you to attend the first annual golf tournament on June 19th to benefit the Lodi High Band. And just remembering that a vibrant band and guard program costs tens of thousands of dollars a year to support. And so your support through honoring the GBC use of Tokay's facility and Lodi's golf tournament would mean the world to our students. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, comments from employee group representatives. Representatives from each group will have employee group will have 3 minutes to comment on non-agendized items.
Not that tall. Good evening, President Alexander, members of the board. I almost said Dr. Washer. I can't believe it. Wrestling cabinet. Anyway, sorry. So my problem is I took a breather in March, and so I'm trying to get back into it. And yeah, it's really interesting. Anyway, I just want to say I'm very, very hopeful about hearing of our district success with the residency program, and hope to see that expand. I actually, kind of as a surprise, have gotten some calls from prospective employees who have either interviewed at the job fair or have gotten calls for interview through EdJoin. And I just wanted to say that I had previously spoken to you about getting new hires their contracts prior to the beginning of the school year or when they start. Many of the teachers coming in to the district are told that they have units and or degrees that will be accepted for placement on the salary schedule, and then they find out after they've already started, they get the contract and they say, whoops, no, we're not going to take that for whatever reason. And I understand that we have all these people coming in and we've got a limited number of credential analysts, but we need to be more transparent with these people. And that was actually one of the questions I got. Hey, I had heard about someone who came over and it was the same situation. It was, I'm not going to say which one, but it was a unit and or a degree that we're told during the interview that was going to be accepted. They got here and it wasn't. So we need to make our experience when we hire teachers and when we first come in a really positive one. And this is just one way we can do that. So I'm looking forward to getting these teachers vetted quickly, making sure when they come in they know where they sit on the salary schedule, and hopefully eliminating this issue in the future. Thank you.
Next, we'll have public comments on consent agenda A. The public may address the board on consent agenda A, routine business. Each public speaker shall limit their comments to 3 minutes. Please state first and last name before starting.
Back again, Lisa Lennon Wilkins, President of Lodi Education Association. Item A1, the new contracts. I noticed that we are looking to enter into yet another contract with ESS. I have issues with ESS as they are owned by a private equity firm, but I'm also concerned about ESS handling more and more of our employees and outsourcing the hiring of employees to this agency, or any agency, actually. So I want to know why we are doing this instead of having our own people in-house. Thank you.
Next, would any board or staff like to pull any items from consent agenda A?
I move we approve consent agenda
Board vote?
No, I'm trying to think of something right now. Join meeting.
Motion passes 7-0. Next, public comments on consent agenda B. Public may address the board on consent agenda B. Student matters. Each public speaker shall limit comments to 3 minutes. Are there any public comments on consent agenda B?
I move we approve consent agenda B.
Board vote? Motion passes 7-0. Next, public comments on other action items. The public may address the board on other action items. Each public speaker shall limit comments to 3 minutes. Are there any public comments on other action items? Item OAI-1, ratification. This tentative agreement with California CSEA. Ms. Church.
Thank you, President Alexander, members of the board. We're very pleased to present the ratification of the tentative agreement with CSEA for your approval.
Motion approved.
Second.
And board vote. Motion passes, or item passes in favor 7-0. Item OAI-2, Resolution 2026-38, Zero Emission School Bus and Infrastructure Project, authorizing execution of the ZESB, I think, is that right, Ms. Holbert? Incentive Recipient Agreement. Ms. Holbert?
Yes, thank you, President Alexander, members of the board. Over a year ago, you authorized the application for the ZESB grant, and the other action items that are here today are the result of that. And the first one up is for the ZESB, and the district has been granted up to $7.6 million for up to 10 zero emission buses. At this time, we're going to move forward with 10 of those buses for $3.6 million of that grant.
Any board comments?
Motion approved.
Second.
Board vote. Item passes in favor, 7-0. Next item, OAI-3, the resolution authorizing, 2026-39, authorizing the use of the piggyback bid for the purchase of the zero-emission school buses. Board comments?
Motion approved.
Second.
Board vote? Item passes in favor, 7-0. Item OAI-4, the resolution 2026-40 authorizing acceptance of grant funding from the San Joaquin Valley United Air Pollution Control District for electric vehicle charging infrastructure and authorizing execution of the construction amendment with Schneider Electric. Ms. Holbert?
President Alexander, members of the board, this is the infrastructure side of the grant. So the district was awarded $1.8 million from San Joaquin Valley Air to install the infrastructure to support the 10 buses from the previous ZESB grant.
Any board comments?
I move we approve.
Second. Board vote, I'm sorry. Item passes in favor, 7-0. Are there any board advisory committee reports? Dr. Ball?
Sure, we had several. We had a very productive meeting for the governance committee as we go through our policies and rules for your Board of Education. Appreciate the time taken by Ms. Alexandra and Ms. Lenderman and the members of the cabinet to go through every policy in detail. So thank you everybody for taking time to do that.
And thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Any other committee reports?
We had a facilities meeting as well, twice over. Your board has been very busy behind the scenes, didn't get any time off. The facilities committee has been very productive as well, coming up with several things that Ms. Holbert really helps us. If any questions come up, just call us please, and I will forward you to Ms. Holbert because she has good answers, solid answers, but again, members who took time, truly appreciate Mr. Porter, Ms. Lenderman, Ms. McFarland, as you said, and then Ms. Alexander. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Comments from the board? Mr. Porter, you start on your end?
Oh, sure. Attended the naming of the pool at the dedication of the pool at Lodi High School. Mr. Stroh, Mrs. McFarland, President Alexander were present, so was Mr. Young, and we had a good turnout. Also, just Attorney Ron Freitas, ex-board member, was present, and it was a very nice day, very warm, lot of energy from the crowd, and a great feeling from a lot of older people that have great memories of their time swimming, being part of the aquatics program, playing water polo. Summer used the pool as well, and all in all, it was a wonderful event, and I really appreciate everything that Lodi High School admin did, and of course the staff, in putting that together. It was a very classy event, and I know all of you were very appreciative of such great board support being there and so forth. So it was a wonderful afternoon.
Awesome, thank you. Dr. Ball?
Sure. Thank you, President Alexander. I just wanted to mention, last year when we started doing this spotlight in the beginning of board meetings, it was kind of to have a feel-good session. We wanted to share with everybody that this is a great place to be. Lodi Unified is an amazing place to be, and I think today was just another feather in the cap for Lodi Unified. It was just a very warm feeling to hear from everybody who came up and shared. I think one of the things that I'll probably remember for a very long time is Ian Deek saying that he fell in love with teaching. That is one of the best things I've heard in a very long time. And this is what Lodi is all about, Lodi Unified School District. This is what we're all about, and I'm taking home a warm, fuzzy feeling tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Stroh.
Yeah, a couple of things real quick. It was a while ago, but I did visit Oakwood, and it was really nice to see the team teaching. And in fact, my daughter's getting married this summer, and her maid of honor was one of the teachers that's working in, I'm going to get the grade wrong, so I'm not going to say the grade. But anyway, one of her partners was here a few months ago. So it was really nice to see that, and they're all really jazzed about it and feel that they're all learning from each other, and the team thinks they're good. And so that was fun. And then just real quick, because I said I was going to, so I'm going to. This is another educational book I just read. It's called Make It Stick, and recommended by a friend who actually studies stuff as a lifelong learner, teachers, students. But anyway, it's a study of studying, the study of learning how it's different, and the studying of learning how to recall what you have learned and put it to use and how to stretch it and make it stronger. And it's a fairly easy read, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. But anyway, it's kind of a good book. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that real quick. And it was great to see the highlights today.
If it had pictures, I'll take
So. My other book does, but I can't find it. I was going to talk about it.
Thank you, Mr. Stroh. Mr. Nava.
No comments this evening.
Ms. Landerman.
Really excited for the May to come up because I see all these graduations, a lot of outfits to go buy. Other than that, nothing for me. I've been really busy, so.
Wear some good shoes.
Yeah, comfortable shoes. That's it.
As long as I don't knock down an entire row of diplomas again. That's the goal.
But you started off so well.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Ms. McFarland.
No specific comments other than many board members attended Bear Creek's multicultural rally, and that was just amazing. You left there kind of up and excited. The swimming dedication, the swimming pool at Lodi High was amazing. I also want to comment on Mr. Grimm, who chaired the presentation or the naming. And without our young teachers being full of life and kind of renewed, you can kind of see the next generation coming, and I just want to shout out to him. He did a great job, commanded the mic, was a great representation of not just our district but of the school. So I think it's fun to see those young teachers coming up and taking kind of the reins. And as we all get a little bit older, it warms my heart because I know the district will be safe in the hands of the young teachers. Other than that, we have Mr. Stroh and I, we have our committee meeting tomorrow night at Joe Center Charter, so we will be able to report at the next meeting, and love the spotlights. Thank you.
Awesome. I wanted to say thank you for our spotlights tonight, Mr. Dawson. That was wonderful. And the pool dedication was spectacular, and I know Mr. Porter never likes to be shouted out, but did an amazing job.
Thank you.
I don't know the people personally, but I felt connected through what you said and what kind, wonderful words that you said, so thank you. I want to wish everybody, fourth quarter, I can't believe it's already here. It's going to go by so fast, and signing up for the graduations is always very exciting as we do that. So I wish everybody a great fourth quarter, and hey, I think we can, I don't think it's I don't know, we're close. Dr. Ball might still have the record.
I did forget to mention
that you're going to take it from me, aren't you?
Our middle college kids were placed third in Super Quiz in state.
Oh, yay.
I'm so excited.
No, that's very good. Meeting is officially adjourned at 8:20.